Alright guys, it's update season for No Man's Sky and we just got a heck of a new update numbered 420 aka the Interceptor update. We have brand new corrupted planets, new starships, like even space battles, enemy types, new multi-tools and a whole lot to talk about in this video. Of course, starting things off with the new corrupted planets. According to the description, a darkness spreads through the Sentinel Horde. Many fortified worlds have succumbed to corruption, with strange crystals sprouting from the earth and their robot guardians twisted into bizarre new forms. Explore these purple hazed worlds to find new buildings, crashed interceptors, secret equipment and more. And if you took a look at the trailer, they look something like this, kind of like some of the old planets, but now they have a lot of these strange purple crystals and a lot of new interesting type of sentinels. And you're gonna want to like spend a lot of time here because there are many new types of activities. So one of them is harvest the corruption. As you wander dissonant worlds, direct your mining laser towards these ethereal radiant shards bursting from the terrain. Collect the anomalous crystals to fuel your salvage sentinel technology or harvest and refine new resources directly from the remains of defeated sentinel forces. To find these types of planets in the first place, you will have to take a look at some of these new dissonant star systems. They have their own description, and inside of them you will find planets with a different type of description as well that reads corrupted sentinels. So you will know out from space that this is the type of planet new in the new patch that you will want to visit and get all the new goodies. However, there's one other way to find these corrupted worlds, and that's through the new type of Nexus missions. It seems that there's going to be new types of them that you can just take, and usually they bring you to these new corrupted worlds. In this case, you're going to have to find, together with other players, the root of the corrupted sentinels and destroy their foul machinery. Group up with friends or strangers at the Nexus to sign up for these new types of missions. The new sentinels are also really interesting. There's now a swarm of sentinels on these new corrupted planets, which include two types of new enemies, including these colossal semi-arachnid machines. These are super powerful, they are ready to pounce on unaware travelers, and even more so, they use devastating flamethrower attacks as well as long-distance explosions. What's so interesting about these new types of machineries is that they actually can go in and out of stealth, so they can totally get you by surprise if you're not being too careful. This is a nice way to basically stalk you, but by far not the only threat, because as I've said, they are part of a swarm, and that swarm also contains these smaller mini aggressive machines that are known to relentlessly pursue their targets until the bitter end. These themselves also come with another type of mechanic, which is the ability to explode randomly. The volatile circuitry of the corrupted swarm makes them prone to spontaneous combustion, especially when their armor integrity is compromised. So in this case, you'll want to keep your distance and beware of their aggressive pounces. New update also includes advanced drones, which are these new ones with the crystals onto the side. They will also spawn outside of corrupted worlds, including when your bases are under attack. And what they do is basically they can also technically repair in combat. I've actually noticed this happening, so you will have to take them down really fast, otherwise they will just repair each other until, well, infinite. By far not the only change to Sentinels, because the quads also got a few, including to their new animations and intelligent pathfinding, tremendously improving the mobility and agility when hunting travelers. And we've seen, of course, quite a number of these definitely have the ability to now take you by surprise, even when fully upgraded. But by far the coolest concept I've seen up until this point is Sentinel and Capital Ship battles. So Sentinel capital ships deployed to counter extreme citizen insubordination in space can now be damaged and even destroyed, which was not possible until this point. Defeat a Sentinel freighter to claim victory in space combat, forcing nearby interceptors to retreat and even earning you some high value rewards. Here is, by the way, a shot of how that looks like in full action. Again, very cinematic, very cool. Animations are top tier once more, and it really gives you the impression that you did like defeat a very sizable ship. Not just that, but at the end of it, you're also heftily rewarded with one of these new rare items called Dreadnought AI Fragment. This is basically what we'll use from this point on, or well, one of the ways in which we're gonna hunt for the new interceptor starships that we can add to our fleets. These are procedurally generated, no two look alike, so yeah, there's gonna be a lot of hunting for the perfect one, especially if you want the max class with the max upgrades. Again, in typical No Man's Sky fashion, the high quality on this is of course noticeable, including the animations that play to the revealing of the surrounding areas, and even like the interior design of the ship is just as spectacular. But I really like the exterior as well, since they have some really unique looks that don't really compare to anything besides like the one we got in the previous expedition. These look much better actually. Many of them can also be acquired, as I've said, through crash sites. It seems that especially the new planet types will hold a lot of these new crash sites where you can find these once working interceptors. And not just that, you will have to gather specialized materials to bypass the Sentinel security on them and then prepare them for manual flight. This is going to be done like this. This is basically the screen that you're getting to fully repair them and all of the necessary components, some of which seem to be acquired from defeating Sentinels. And once you're done with that, you'll have to install a pilot interface, melding your mind with that of the ship and adding it basically to your fleet. This also brings new ship technology, because every single new type of ship also gets them, and interceptors are no exception. These are powered by unique Sentinel components, hungering for radiant shards. Engage the anti-gravity well to lift off, and follow the gaze of the Crimson Core to dash through the tunnels of space-time. This is, by the way, how it all looks. Of course, this will just replace the default ones from the previous ships, but they all behave the same gameplay-wise. Like Crimson Core is likely going to be the warp drive, anti-gravity well is probably the thrusters, Sentinel cannon probably just the way we shoot, Iron shield just the usual shields, and so on and so forth. Really interesting stuff nonetheless, but as I've said, you don't just get to acquire these through these different means, but they also come and attack you in space. So Sentinel ships have been kind of replaced by the Interceptor variety, which also has a ton of models to pick between. I've noticed these in deep space. I went ahead and played a bit in the new update, and they are definitely a lot more annoying than before, or maybe there was a different kind of update that I don't remember, but they definitely seem to swarm a lot more and be a lot more annoying in terms of movement and shooting capabilities. By the way, here's also a look at the cockpit if you want from the VR mode, if you haven't seen so. But on the planet surfaces, there's gonna be a lot more other interesting stuff too, including these new types of cursed machinery, some of which we've seen gameplay of in the previous trailers. They can be found drilling into the crust of corrupted Sentinel worlds, pumping out whatever decay and darkness simmers below the surface. And they are also built from rare Sentinel materials, so destroying these machineries is both lucrative as well as highly dangerous. So probably going to alert other Sentinels too, but you're going to want to do that anyway for the new component types. There's other interesting new mechanics, including the abandoned encampment. Mysterious harmonic camps can now be found across corrupted planets. Explore these abandoned sites to solve puzzles, reclaim technology, and perhaps learn the secrets of whoever constructed and then fled these scrapyard encampments. They look something like this, another cool reason to visit planets and find something on them. Again, just adding to the gameplay loop, and I'm glad that Hello Games is thinking of the existing planetary exploration. Even more interesting are the new robotic curiosities also found on corrupted planets. So these scraps of robotic anomalies, it remains unclear how they relate to the crystalline power seeping from these discordant worlds, but it does look like they provide interesting, well, upgrade components, like this one for example, providing 10 walker brains, which normally would require you to defeat 10 of those giant bipedal robots that you get at 5 stars. So maybe an easier way to acquire upgrade components to filter them through the interceptors. And speaking of upgrades, let's also talk about some of the new cosmetics, because we got a cool new set of, well, just customization options for our characters, including the new Aeron turbojet. This is a unique new Sentinel jetpack that looks something like this. Probably by far the coolest I've seen up until this point, with those really big wings to the side, really nice thrusters, 4 of them in total, and overall just amazing intricate detail that you can see on the backside, which gets perfectly complemented by the 2 new types of multi-tools, including these right here. So the unconventional weapons are bolted together from the scraps of Sentinel machinery, their hostile optics hijacked and repurposed for use as a high-powered mining laser. My favorite is definitely the one on the right side. It reminds me of Doom heavily actually, and in combat, in first-person view, it looks just as spectacular. Nice animations onto the side over there. definitely really high quality. But there's another one. If you like it, you can also grab it. Not just that, spawning cowls and a second type of wild cape is also going to be part of the new update. It seems that this can be bought from the Quicksilver Synthesis companion on the Space Anomaly, and for the gag it looks something like this. Really liking it. If you like to play it as that, it has some really nice like details and the cowl is really nice. There's also one like the geometric cape for the Anomaly and some of the other characters. So Polo's robotic companion is designing an upcoming cape blueprint soon available to Synthesis aboard the Space Anomaly. Woven from Stark Steel blend, this attractive customization bears a classic geometric design, if again you like it. In any case, the update is really big, so expect more videos on this as well as how to better make use of the new items. We also have some visual improvements for the Xbox and other cool quality of life changes for VR mode, so totally check the update out. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.